I don't have a prepared talk for half an hour, but I do demos. And please ask questions as I go through if you have ideas or not really clear what I'm showing.
Thank you.
Just stop me. That's what we're here. To try to make it as interactive as possible. If you cannot fix it here or answer the question in the next 30 minutes, just step by and do so. Alrighty. I have 3 sections. The first one's very fast. We just released our new web page. And there's just a few features I want to make sure that you understand when you use our products, that we make it easier for you. Our services accessible, make them accessible for you. The second section is about the one-way on cloud. We are in the final testing, I would say. It's not released yet, but we expect it before the end of October. We are now basically have a unified dashboard and we demonstrate what this means. And in particular, we have AARST and compliant reporting, merge test functions, we have duplicates and secondary foundation testing in the same report. And things like the uncertainty reporting for like newer requirements, etc. Like it shows it. And then at the end, my third point was about our Luft program. So I'm pretty excited about this one. And we have a little video. So now to the web page, there are basically 3 things I want to quickly show is our account dashboard, our online help desk, and how you access for service. So on our web page, this looks pretty clever, but just 2 things or 3 things I want to point out. So when you might have gotten an invitation already, you create an account, just inside your password. And once you do that and you're already in our database, you will see actually what you have. And the menus, you have an account management here. And one thing you will see, for instance, what monitors you own. So this is a test account, only puts 3 monitors in. But for instance, if you have 10, 20, 30 monitors from us, you can go in and see the serial numbers, the purchase date, the warranty date, and if you see any discrepancy, you can contact us directly to correct it, because these are the information we're using in our database for ARM generation. And this gets into the next part. Let's say you find something here which you don't like, or in your account itself. You can also look at previous sales orders, invoices and bills, and your account information like address, things like that. If anything is not correct here, you now have a online help desk that's always available down in the right corner. And here's pre-canned basically when you have any account updates about your information moved, for instance, like your email changed, phone number changed, or you have, you say, I have additional monitors, you don't have my list, or you have more monitors than I have, I sold some, just let us know, not so this, you submit it online. And the last one is in product support. If you have any questions, we try to make it easier so that you pre-select a few of these items that we know when a product support specialist calls you back or answers you back, that he knows what you're asking for. So we try to ask specific questions about that. And all of this is online. Try to see the ticket up there. When you create a ticket, we can directly communicate with you over the ticket or message. And we will get, if there's an update, for instance, if somebody gets assigned and works on a ticket, has a questions, he comes right back to you and you can track all that here. A full 24/7 online system, helping us supporting our customers better to help them to submit information to us and we responding to you instead of just a phone call where, short phone call, sometimes you get somebody's busy. You can also do ARM-A submission from here, of course the direct IP phone line here. But for the ARM-A, I want to point out one thing. When you go to support and resources, it's a little bit redesigned here. Again, the help desk ticket is available. But now this button here, you can get in our ARM-A portal and create calibration and service ARM-As for any of your monitors. So any of the monitors you have in the list, you can create an ARM-A for that. Right from here. All what you need to do is click in here. You give your email, which is in your account, and give you just a standard email. And once you do that, it looks at our live database. In this case, I have 3 monitors. Green means calibration is in process, something you ship to us and we're calibrating right now. We are in our possession, so So the ARM A is in process. This one means it's expired calibration, this one means it's okay. And then you can decide, do you want to do calibration or service ARM A? And once you go through that, I don't do it now, it takes too much time. Huh?
That expired, does that mean that you need to renew the cloud
No, this is the calibration.
for the
For the
calibration?
calibration, yes. This is
Okay.
for the calibration. And then basically, once you go through there, you get the standard options where you can either select prepaid return shipping, or you can actually use our FedEx labeling program where you get a shipping label for both ways. You pay for that, you put it on, you put the shipping label in the box, and everything is coming back to you as intended. All right, this was just a quick to our webpage, trying to make it easier for everybody to navigate. If you want to explore, we have it before on here on news blogs, things like that, FAQs. Hopefully in the future people will participate in the open forum to answer questions now. Let's go to the next point. And, go back here. So, I have a backup just in case. So, online, one bit on cloud. So, you probably, I don't know how many users of you have seen the cloud we have. So basically, every time you connect with our monitor or mobile, all the data gets uploaded to the cloud immediately. And you can basically buy a base license and level 1 license. Base license gives you the basic account information. You know where your motor is on, you know the summary test results, you can download state reporting, you can basically look at the calibration status, battery status, things like that. Level 1, in addition to that, allows you to create inspection reports, where you can do everything you need to do from receiving the data all the way up to sending out invoices. No? It's an end-to-end system. And I want to demonstrate that here. That's new in the cloud. I'll go a little bit faster so we have more time for questions. Right. So I'm already logged in. When I say unified dashboard, when you log in now, you get the new dashboard, which looks something like that, where you have 3 sections of this dashboard. One is basically a map of your inspections you selected. You have the charted results over here. And down here you have the list of inspections you've done. And this, what is shown on here is basically defined by the search criteria. You can basically look for the last 30 days or for custom search dates here. Just a simple search function. You want to look at your test data only, complete or pending data, and location, you can also disable the location. And this little button reserves your predefined default. So if you always want to look for the last 7 days around your home office, in certain mile, so like in 60-mile radius, you can save this as your default, and this is what you will get every time. So here I set something up where you're either on Florida, you have our tests, and what you see is here the list of inspections, and this is actually, when I click on this one, what you see what's changing here, the pin gets selected, so I know it's this location, and these are the test data. This is actually an active LTE test. So this is a test which runs on a AT&T wireless network connection, which we provide, and it's actually live, and I'll go in here.
How long does it stay? Does it so? Would if I did a test 2 years ago, would it keep that information that I did that address 2 years ago?
Yes, it keeps it until you decide to delete it.
Okay.
We don't delete any data. Only you can do.
Okay.
And basically, it's one of the nice things when you use the cloud is you can use the mobile phone to transmit the data from the device to the cloud, just like connecting the device. Everything else gets done on the back end. You just have to connect and pulls the latest information from the device to the cloud. Or you can use the wireless connection from there on, your data on the cloud, and you can decide when you want to finish the report, when you want to change the report, when you want to download it again, want to generate a PDF again, anytime.
And when was this last updated?
So
You were showing if you went back 2 slides, when was that update where it shows you the level and where it's located?
this is not released yet, this one.
Oh, it hasn't been released yet. Okay.
Yeah, so this one is which comes out at the end of the month.
Okay, cool.
So, and similar, we have done similar things also for the device manager itself. Now in the device manager, you see it's very similar. You have the 3 sections, but the 3 sections show you on the left side your past ARM 8, and again you have a search criteria like the last 90 days, or you can custom. It shows you the location of each device, and the licenses you have. And this is I have three devices with 3 licenses, and your question to the license now is here. You see basically your license expiration date right here. No? And if this would be, if you would be expired, would be red. No? This entire line would be in red, and you would get a reminder that you need to renew your license. And this is basically what we call device manager, where you manage your status of your device. You can look the location the last time it's been used, the battery status, the calibration status, the firmware which is on the device in case you need to update. Right? And then basically your license status. Also, you can name the devices now by basically adding in here. You can give your devices now names because you don't necessarily have to remember the serial number of the device. So this way you can give nicknames or whatever.
Yeah.
And this nicknames also then appear when you go back in your device list, here on the inspection list, saying here, the nicknames don't appear on the report, but they help you finding which device it is now. So right now, see, this has changed to Jeff's, so this is Jeff's device. Now you might remember the serial number as well, but many people don't remember 8-digit numbers. So. And then here's the test status. So this is an interesting thing. What you see here is the percentage of completion of the test. Now this is a test, an LTE test, I said, for 1,000 hours. So technically still below 1% because I just started this morning. That's why it shows 0%. But 100% means that according to the start end condition you put in when you start the test, it's completed. All the data are there. And then when you start working on your inspection, for instance, you go in the inspection here, any of these, and you change the information. If I go in here and I change anything in here, let's say I put the addresses in or change the addresses, change my checklist items, and once I save it, we call it pending. Pending means you started working on inspection. You might not be completed, but you started putting pictures in, check boxes, but you're not sure if you're done. And save. Once it's saved, it's called pending. No? To make it complete, you can make this checkbox completed. So in this way, you go back to your list, you will easily find out which ones are completed, which ones are pending, and which ones are data on. Data on means just uploaded data. No? So this, you see here the different status. You know? And you can sort by that, there are filters for that. If you only want to see your pending completed inspections now, let's come to the AARST section. So what we did over the last couple of months, so in your settings here, you have now a new button. This button is just this one, AARST. And once you select this button, what you will see that I just click something on here. Once I use it, it auto-selects the rest of what you need to be AARST compliant. And it also sets some internal switches, which I'll show you in a second, to make sure in your report everything what you need for AARST compliance is in there. I also want to mention that we have now measurement and survey. You can report that as an additional item in the summary data table. I can show this in a second in the report. And also if you have a VUC CO2 monitor included in the monitor, all of our additional modules that have that already, just needs to be filmed on there. You could basically chart that as well. It's up to you. There are no pass-fail criteria. It's just for reporting purposes, the monitoring. So once I go in my inspection here, and I pick one which I prepared before, so that I know how this looks. So this takes a while because every time the data gets refreshed, you know, so the data on the cloud, every time you open it, it's the latest data you see. So here, let's go in this one, the fail one. So what I did here is I started filling in the addresses, billing address, the charts, you can select what you want to see, cover photo, our boost. And here the AARST checklist. So this AARST checklist is basically pre-populated or preset when you select you want to have an AARST report. No? So all that you now need to do is, this comes from the AARST download, you have to basically just radio buttons to select up and off what you want to have in your report and what not. But this is the entire list. Again, if you don't want to do AARST, you can go back to the standard checklist anytime. Similar on the radon information, you have your AARST, and there comes the AARST statement. Now our reports have the green, yellow, red coding. So between 2 and 4, it's yellow. Below it's green, above it's red. again, it's one of the standards. And then you can select, or you can go back to the standards. Okay, I created a report to make it a little bit faster here. So a report could look like that, where now you also have, I didn't show that in the last section here, you now also have ability to put in who dropped off the monitor, who picked it up, so for chain of custody. And all this information gets captured here, test location, test code, test performed by, here's the licensed tester, but then you have who dropped the monitor off, who picked it up, picture of it, your results, and you can customize what's coming in here. So your monitor information, your environmental information, your summary table, your detail table. In this case, we have a VUC CO2 monitor, so it gets recorded as well. Temperature, humidity, pressure on the radar up here, and radar has uncertainty in here.
Can you scroll back down? Okay, now, where it says test results, can we modify that wording at all? Where it says at or above EPA?
You have 4 options right now. Are these?
That's all, we can't edit them?
No, right now you have basically
Like mitigation past, or, you know, that
if you don't check this box, let's do this job. If I don't check this box, you just get pass fail.
Just what?
Pass fail.
Oh, okay.
So only if you check this box, then you can override it with mitigation or EPA. We gave 4 standards, but if you leave it as is, it will just show you pass or fail.
Okay,
Like this.
okay.
So there's no free text in there, but it's basically pass fail or mitigation recommended, mitigation not recommended, at or above the EPA levels or below the EPA levels.
Okay.
But something, let me know if something really, that we forgot something there.
Yeah, just want to put it in our own phrasing or whatever.
Well, what you can do is, you have custom comments, you can put anything in
You
here.
put the comments in.
Important.
Makes sense.
Okay, so then one last thing here from our cloud, that I want to show, is you now can also merge 2 tests. What I mean is that when you have a duplicate secondary foundation, or you have a duplicate for QA, you can now merge 2 tests here. And you see, in this case, these 2 tests are merged. And the way you see that is a little merge side, a little clip here, so these are combined. And also, you can only unmerge, and everything else you can only merge. So once you go in one of these merge tests, what you will see is, in this case, I clicked on the primary, so this is the primary test, and it's merged with the secondary, which is this test number now. In the primary, you have all your information just like before. You can generate the report, you have your addresses, you have the pictures, the checklist, all the things you need. And what you also now have is, down here, a secondary monitor location, so you can define where you put the secondary duplicate, in terms of the different foundation, different way. And now you can create one report including both tests now. The secondary test is 1605.
1605.
So if you go in the secondary, that's not the right direction. You see in the secondary, you still see the data, and you can change the start and end condition here. This is all available, you can save it, but you cannot change anything of this here because this comes from the primary. It's just one test report. And when you create a test report like that, it would look like that. Very similar to error here, but now you have 2 test results. In this case, it's a yellow one and a green one. You have 2 monitors. When your monitors are out of calibration, it will be highlighted on that. You have 2 monitor information, the house information, and now you have 2 results. One is in the kitchen, one is in the basement, different test durations, uncertainty for number 1, uncertainty for number 2. Number 2 was only radon, number 1 had temperature, humidity, pressure, and CO2. So those were basically selected items in the report. And then, of course, when you go down, you get your charts, and you know which one is which one by the name, the test number and the name, and so on and so on.
Question on the CO2?
Yeah.
That isn't part of the 1028XP yet, is it?
It's in the little upgrade modules. The sensors are.
Oh, that's in the module that plugs in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not enabled yet, but it's in there.
Oh, it's there, but it hasn't been, okay.
Yeah, we haven't
2 weeks or whatever, yeah.
We haven't released the firmware yet, which reports it out, but every single one of these modules, either the environmental modules or the LTE, which has the wireless, have the CO2 we use here or inside.
Okay, good, okay.
Okay, so then, let's see. I think this was pretty much what I wanted to show here. Of course, as come stop by the booth, I can explain more how this all works. Now, you have all the times there, all the time. A couple of minutes. All right, let's go. I want to show you very quick. Go over here to our little video. It's just like 30 seconds.
Are you the proud owner of a thriving radon inspection or mitigation business? As you know, the market has never been so unstable, with lower home turnover and many buyers foregoing inspections for the sake of speedy closure. How stable is your future income? What if you had a way to generate extra income without taking on extra work? Introducing Loof, a purpose-designed product that will help your business and your customers. It's a long-term, smart radon and indoor air quality monitor that doesn't require calibration, maintenance, or batteries. Just plug in, connect it, and you're done. Providing Loop to your customers not only gives you an extra source of income, but it also increases the overall value of your company. Your customers will love this mobile-friendly radon and quality monitoring device and the peace of mind it gives them. Are you ready to start making extra money? Join Loof's affiliate program or even provide monthly monitoring services to your customers. Contact us now and let's explore which option is best for your business.
All right. This was our introduction to our news program.
Now, the cost of that monitoring system, does that information go to you guys or to us, the monitoring of that roof?
The cost of it, or the values?
Well, you sell it, but is there a monitoring system with that?
Yeah.
And does that information go to you or does that go to me?
It goes to our website service, but in your account, and you look it up there.
Okay.
I can show you. So basically, the idea really is here. Once you do an inspection or mitigation, you know it right now is also business is slow. What do you do afterwards? And people ask you, how do you, or we got asked me, how do I know my radon level stays where it is? I had a 48-hour test. What about the next 6 months, 1 year? I make a remodeling, foundation changes, you name it. Same for mitigation system, install mitigation system works great. Now, how do you know it works? Now, you have your pressure sensor, we had a talk before, you can very tight tolerances on your pressure, but does it really tell you what your radon does, right? You know what the pressure does. Indirectly, you know what the radon does, but this one measures like your radon. The idea here is, what if you can give you a tool where you can provide this after inspection, after mitigating long-term service at a benefit, and make it part of your business, part of your revenue, another income stream. Right?
What's the monthly fee for that?
There's no fee.
No fee? It just automatically does that?
Not fast. Let me give me 1 second. Okay. So the fee, there are 2 models here. One is the affiliate program. The affiliate program works. You basically recommend a monitor. You get a QR code, a link. You send it to your customers that purchase it, and they can monitor over their mobile app. And if something goes wrong, they can contact you back, because they purchased it, basically from you as a recommended source. Or you can do the recurring services. This, you basically install the monitor at the site, you connect it to your cloud account, which is the one we made out, and now you have a cloud dashboard, where you can see it, and you can set it up so that you have your own monitoring specials. Let's say you want to be notified of 2 picocurie per liter for radon. You get an email when this happens, you know what customer it is, you go in, you recognize if it's a long-term trend, it's a blip, and you can call them back, or you can directly contact them back through the email portal, which is within our one radon. Sorry, I need to drink something. And basically, again, get at a revenue. Right now, business are not so good because the asset market slow. It pushes you over if you have. And you can decide for the monthly service. We don't charge you. We just give you the device to sell and you install. You decide what you want to charge a customer every month. We take the money and provide you the service. Thank you. The affiliate program is simple here. You go on our webpage. Right here, and basically you sign up here. I always sign up. There's a sign up button. You say, I want to join. And once you join, you basically get a board where you get your link, you get your QR code. This is what you provide normally also to your customers in the email, in the text, in the invoice. If they purchase something, you get a commission, they get a discount. And then you see your status. When orders come in, you see how much money you own and your payouts. Every month we pay out. Now, in this case, it's zero because it has account. I don't pay myself. So now to the live program, what you ask is, I go back in my live system here, and there's another dashboard, and this is the lift dashboard. And this is how it would look like. In this case, I have a couple monitors here, so a couple green, couple red, and you can set the thresholds. You can set the thresholds which sensor you want to monitor. In this case, I monitor radon, VOC, and CO2. I don't measure temperature, humidity, and pressure because it's grayed out. I don't want to know what the temperature is. You set your thresholds now for the different sensors, and once you get all the thresholds, yellow, green, yellow, or red, you get an email notification. And you can set this up if you want to get one or not, but let's say you do. You get your email notification, and then you say, okay, something is wrong. You can send them directly email to this customer who's installed this monitor in his house, and say, hey, something's wrong. Contact me back now. And you can write your own email. You just have a weekend status, and then you can change that. And this email goes to them, and then basically you can have follow-up service. This, once installed, you connect it. We don't charge for that. As long as you just use our hardware, and you have unlimited access to that. How many devices you want to have. And this is basically the service model where you install it, you monitor it, you charge them for the service every month. And this is where basically the idea comes in that you can.
What's the cost of that device?
For this service, $199.
How much? $199?
Okay, so I guess I'm out of time. Didn't get to my last section. If you're interested, we made a case study for mitigation monitoring with this device. I don't know if you want to spend 2 minutes here? No? Somebody coming?
No. That's a personal alarm.
Okay. So
Time for
well, we can do 2 more minutes if you don't mind before the next comes. I'm not seeing it. So we made a case study, but basically it's actually a single residence in Kansas, a real house. It's not my house, not a customer's house. They bought this monitors and installed it and detected high levels of radon. And then they made a 48-hour test with a professional monitor, confirmed the results were high, put a mitigation system in place, and continued monitoring with the lift device. And this is just an idea, when you talk about lift, these are a few charts over 6 months. On the upper left column, 6 months, down there's a short-term test, how much the lift monitor agrees with professional monitors. So they're really within 10% when you look at this long-term monitoring, within 10% of the professional monitor of the accurate result. And here's how this looked like. This was his house. He started at 18 picocurie per second per liter here. And this was his basement with the sump pump in here. The monitor actually sits right here in the pocket. This distribution of data, what strikes me here is that actually when you look at this over time, this was a longer time, it fluctuates by factor 2. So depending where you have your 48-hour test, you might be sitting here, you might be sitting here actually. It's a very variable system. There's quite a lot of radon in there. And since he installed a mitigation system, he didn't do that, he did on his own. And you see how the level goes down. Within 24 hours it goes down below 1 picocurie. And this was his mobile app he sent to us. The screenshot out and down, he was happy. You could see his mitigation system working just fine. Well, a couple of months later, it went up. And he set the warning level to 2 picocurie. And also fan failure. The fan failed, and within 24 hours you saw the line was at 2. You see it's pretty nice steady down here, and all of a sudden it spikes up. And within 24 hours, we knew what's going on. We knew from the data it's not a short-term spike. It's not something where it goes up and down again in the next 24 hours. So it's something where you really don't want to overreact to. We knew that it continues going up and stayed up there. So it tells us there's a permanent failure that he has to figure out what happened to his fan. Sure enough, the fan isn't working anymore. So this gives you this is the last slide here. This gives you an idea how really this monitor can monitor long-term radon levels, and you can use it as a service to set it up for remote monitoring. It's a pretty passive monitoring because you only have to intervene with the system or interact with actually something happens. If nothing happens, nothing to do.
Is it, and how long is that reading for? 3 months, 6 months, a year?
Continuously.
I mean, so, Okay, how much does the data go back? How about that? Like
The
this
cloud-
chart, you know what I
The
mean?
cloud is indefinite, no? It never
Okay,
stops.
so,
On the device, is 4 years of data on the device. So
okay,
if you would disconnect it from the cloud, it would have 4 years on the device, but the cloud keeps going.
okay.
So I can show you some data.
So after 4 years or so, if it,
After 4 years,
would it tell you when it fails?
no, it doesn't fail, it just overrides. It's a 4-year sliding window.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't fail.
On the device, the cloud will stay going
Yeah.
forever. If you pulled up the cloud over a 10-year time frame, it's gonna show you those 10 years. If you
So you-
unplug
yeah.
that device, the last 4 years is gonna be on there.
Right. Here's a couple of devices that are running for 2 years now, I believe. Here's the DUC. You see once in a while it goes up a little bit. The radon flow is pretty low. Stays down, you know. You see a little bit bigger.
Stripes come through.
And then we have, here's a device, this one shows a lot of data. Well, this one experiments. We put it in channels, in radon channels. So we took it in, put it in, took it out, put it back in, took it out, put it back in. And this is your 1 year span. So what we did here is basically long-term testing. Earlier in the call, there was a question about does the background increase over time of the devices? And we did this test. So basically after 6 months of high radon, 100 picocurie, we took it out and measured basically the background again. So it stays below 0.5 picocurie. Things like this. That's why you see this out. It's nice to look at.
Yeah.
But it's where it's comes.
And if some kid unplugs this, then what's gonna happen in the cloud? Like, is it gonna just go baseline 0?
It doesn't show you any data, but it gives you a notification after 24 hours. You get an email sent
That's
to
not
you
plugged
saying,
in.
hey, something is wrong with your device.
Oh,
For instance, somebody changed the password to Wi-Fi.
Right?
The device connects to the home Wi-Fi. No? If they are changed the password, you would give them a call and say, hey, did you unplug it? Did you?
Oh, wow.
But you would see this. You get a notification here. No? And
Okay.
unfortunately, I don't have one right now. But this would be great. There would be a little
right?
a note that
Much
you're
more
missing data. And then you get an email about it.
Okay, yeah.
That was the
It
kid.
happens. So, all right.
Hmm?
And a little bit over time, but nobody comes, so it can keep going.
It'd be nice if it had a battery backup and power went off, we could notify the people that their power went off.
You don't have anyone after you until like 3/7.
So technically, people use it as power on monitor.
Okay.
Um,
Well, because it goes to their phone.
yeah, it's, I get the notification to the phone as well, if it's out. So it's basically get a notification to check your power might be out.
Max, gotta go home.
All right. Anything else I can show? Are we at time? David?
I have so many questions. Some cool stuff, definitely.
That's good. So this one's here. So, for instance, this is a LTE test. This one just updated by I was talking at 10 minutes ago, 2:22. So this is real time data.
That's cool.
All right. Well, thank you. And again,
So you guys got thumb drives, the little video is on the thumb drive, but it's for you to use for storing any of your data and whatnot. And then if you have any questions, really the affiliate program, it's kind of a no-brainer, so
Right.
feel free to come by and we will get you set up or something.
Sweet.
Who doesn't like beer money, right?
your money.
Beer money.
I like you more.
Or more beer money.
I forgot my last slide.
Oh, there you go.